Okay, let's jump right in. We're going to look at a really fascinating and honestly kind of puzzling moment at the very end of the book of Joshua. After all the battles are won and the land is settled, there's this conversation that happens and it reveals something so deep about faith, about us, and it ends with this question that just hangs in the air, a question that's still relevant for us today. So here's the mystery, and it's pulled right from Joshua chapter 24. Joshua gets the people to promise 3 separate times that they will serve the Lord. They're all in. And yet his very next command is, all right, now get rid of the foreign gods that are among you. So you have to wonder, why? I mean, if they just committed to God, why is that even a necessary command?
Well, to really get this, we've got to understand that this wasn't some new issue, and it wasn't a hypothetical problem for the future. No, the danger of idolatry was right there, right then, and it was already tangled up in the community.
What's so interesting is how this problem kind of grows. Back on the plains of Moab, Moses pleads with the people to choose life. We see that in Deuteronomy chapter 30. But by the time we get to Joshua at Shechem, things have escalated. The idols aren't just some distant memory of Egypt. They are physically present, right there among them. And that changes everything. It turns a historical warning into this urgent, ongoing challenge for every single generation to come.
So the key to unlocking this entire passage, the whole reason Joshua is so specific here, it really boils down to one powerful Hebrew verb. You see, it's not just about tossing out some statues, it's about completely reorienting the very direction of their hearts.
This right here, this is the heart of it all. After telling them to put away the foreign gods, Joshua adds this command from verse 23. Incline their hearts to the Lord. This isn't just about what you do on the outside, it's about your internal posture, where you're leaning on the inside.
The Hebrew word used here is nata, and it means to stretch or to bend. I want you to think of it like a physical, deliberate action. It's not a fuzzy feeling that just washes over you. It's a conscious choice to lean your whole self in a specific direction.
And it's brilliant how the Bible uses this word all over the place. God is described as bending down to hear our prayers, like in 2 Kings chapter 19. The prophets call on Israel to bend their ear, to listen to God, as you see in Isaiah 55. But they also warn of Israel refusing to bend, which we read about in Jeremiah 7. And of course, probably the most famous example, it's the exact word used to describe how Solomon's heart inclined away from God and toward foreign gods. It's a word that can mean total devotion or total betrayal.
So here's the bottom line. Our hearts don't just naturally bend toward God. Our default setting, you could say, is to incline somewhere else entirely. It takes a real, conscious, deliberate choice, a true act of the will, to stretch and bend our hearts back toward Him. That's the core of what Joshua is demanding.
And this whole idea of a conscious choice, it points to something even bigger. You see, the covenant Joshua is renewing with the people, it's not just a checklist of rules. It was never meant to be. It's about entering into a living, dynamic relationship.
And just look at how the people respond. They don't just say, yep, we'll obey the rules. The Hebrew text is more specific. It literally says, we will listen to His voice. Listening. Now that implies a relationship, right? It implies an ongoing conversation, not just a one-and-done legal agreement.
And that's really the fundamental difference, isn't it? One path is just legalism. You're just going through the motions, following lifeless regulations. But the other path, the one God always intended, is relational. It's a constant conversation built on faith and love with a holy and merciful Savior. It's alive, it's dynamic, not static.
Okay, so this brings us to the really unsettling twist in the story. The people have now promised 3 times. Their commitment sounds rock solid. You would absolutely expect the next verse to say they followed through, right?
I mean, the logic is totally clear. Step 1, Joshua gives the command. Step 2, the people make this huge promise. So step 3, the obvious implication, is that they're going to act on that promise and get rid of the idols. Everything in the story is pointing toward this nice, neat resolution.
But the resolution never comes. In what is just a stunning omission, the book of Joshua never actually reports that the idols were removed. The story just moves on. Silence.
And that silence is absolutely deafening. You see, throughout the rest of the book of Joshua, when a command is given, the text almost always reports back that it was fulfilled. The fact that it doesn't happen here, well, that's intentional. It's a choice by the author. It leaves Joshua's plea just hanging there, unfinished, and it transforms it from just a historical event into an open-ended question that gets passed down to every reader, to every new generation, which includes us.
And that's when the question lands right on our own doorstep.
I mean, think about it. How many times have you or I made a promise to God, totally meaning it in the moment, only to realize later we didn't follow through? We promised we'd change, we'd stop that thing, we'd start this thing, we'd incline our hearts, but the idols, whatever they are for us, remained among us.
And that is the final, powerful thought this passage leaves us wrestling with. Thinking about our own broken promises, it doesn't have to be a moment of despair. Instead, what does that gap, the space between our best intentions and what we actually do, what does that tell us about our deep, desperate, and constant need for grace?